Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing one of the topic, that is city creation. In this city creation, basically we are discussing. In morning, basically we discussed one topic, that is one group basically tried to one group basically was one tall person basically fall into train basically. The entire Bollywood basically attacked to that particular boy. They done his marriage. They basically given him AIDS. They given basically his nasbandi also and finish his career also basically. How? They basically told that basically this person basically has done the murder basically, and in murder case he basically he basically told that basically his murder case is ongoing. Like this basically HR people basically told that yes basically his murder case is ongoing. His murder case is ongoing. So one of the universe group told that basically instead of wasting this time basically, you might have wasted this time basically in this whole thing basically. That would be fine basically. That was fine basically. Instead of one of the people told that basically you are doing cricket. You are doing cricket. India win cricket. Instead of wasting that time basically, you might be done this much hard work in this basically. So that basically the disease was not supposed to generate basically. If you had done that much hard work here basically, then 50 crore murder basically was not going to happen basically, due to India country basically. So this was actually literally the murder basically. Even basically USA group basically say that basically we are not basically into this basically. Oxford group are giving the words basically. So see basically each and every group basically are telling this only basically. We basically are not responsible basically. We are basically getting, Microsoft told that basically I am getting word and from that Oxford group basically. You ask Oxford group basically. See basically. And Oxford group basically might be coming visiting to India also basically, because they know the issue has basically reached very high level. It has reached to universe also basically, and it might possible that Earth planet might move to certain direction basically, and then basically they will say that basically now there is no meaning of we don't need any Sanskrit, we don't need any Tamil language, we don't need any English, we don't need any Hindi language, we don't need anything basically. You basically be happy basically. Like this basically they shifted the Earth planet to certain direction basically, where entire generation only basically ended. This is exactly same way basically, where that boy basically was doing the job, and then basically he suddenly basically jumped into one train basically, and in train basically he got one person, tall person basically, he fall down basically, and then basically his blood basically was coming from the head and hand basically. That time basically I assume that basically that was me person basically. I basically was not able to help that person basically, and like this basically I left. But that time basically the Bollywood group basically was watching from the camera basically, like this, from the satellite group basically, like this basically. They basically told that who is that guy here basically. Then they started doing planning basically. Bollywood group basically. That person basically who basically fallen down basically, he was one of the software blood cells basically. So that was hurt to the software blood cells basically. So just see basically up to what the things are going to connect. So like this he basically, Bollywood group started basically planning basically him basically. Like this they planned HIV AIDS girl plan, and then basically they done his generation nasbandi also. Then basically they shifted him to Dubai basically, where he was killed basically. And there was a ship basically which was used to throw that particular person into the sea water basically. And now 50 crore murder basically was done basically by the India country basically. This is actually murder basically. This is murder only basically. This international code basically should take some strict action basically against India country basically. And India country is telling that basically we have not done anything, we have not created any software that is created by USA basically. And USA basically is Narendra Modi's friend basically. Like this basically the international code picked Narendra Modi. भाई कौन है इन गुजराती बेसिकली they told basically कौन है USA નો પ્રેસિડેન્ટ તારો ભાઈબંધ है. Then Modi said no મારો ભાઈબંધ નહીં ભાઈ, he's just a USA president basically, nothing else basically. Then he also basically skipped basically from that USA is not our president basically. Then USA told that basically sorry basically we are not basically into this. Oxford group basically is giving out the word basically. Like this basically each and every people basically passing the responsibilities basically. So this is comes like this basically. Sunil or Nair given the resume to one person basically. He is telling this. He is telling that basically I have passed the resume to the company basically. I have given the resume to the owner, company owner basically. But they are not telling this. They are doing business of that resume basically. That we are going to give job to Sunil or Nair. So if you want to stop, then basically give this much business basically. Like this, they given the business basically, and Sunil or Nair basically not got the job. Like this basically things basically are there. So one of the person told that basically, where is India basically? Then I told that basically here is the India. See basically, where basically 50 crore murder basically was happened basically. See basically, this is India. One of the person told that basically, instead of wasting the time basically in the cricket wicket basically, then basically why don't you solve this all problem basically? Instead of wasting the time basically, Sunil or Nair is not supposed to get job, Sunil or Nair को हम job नहीं देंगे. For that basically hundreds of plan basically they are doing. Instead of that basically, do basically this basically. Now 50 crore murder basically has happened basically. India has done that murder basically. India country basically. So whatever you do basically, India have to come basically in front of the international court basically. Because 50 crore murder has already happened. Even basically Putin who basically also tried to save basically India. 50 crore murder basically has happened basically in front of the world basically. So for that basically, India basically have to give the answer basically. Now India basically started defending himself basically. Like that basically, sorry, we have not done anything. We are not into the software company. We are basically into that basically started thing basically. Then India basically group told that basically, see basically our doctors basically are doing, doctor was not able to track the thing basically. Doctors told that basically we have got the blood cells basically, but in that blood cells basically we are not able to track them basically. Then blood cells group told that basically, sorry, our construction department, text box equal to 1000 cities that still exist basically, they were not able to give the data basically. Still exists text box equal to 1000 cities basically. And India Groups is telling that text box is not in India country basically. That is in USA, that is in UK, that is in Ireland. Then Universe Group basically got more angry basically after the answer basically. After this answer basically they got more angry basically. Why? Because whole country is telling that basically we love each other basically. This comes to like this song basically. Just a minute, I will play that song basically. Just a minute. In next video basically we are going to see that song basically. Just sing it basically.